Okay. What we got here is the battery grip for the Canon EOS R8. Now you can get it, obviously you can see on the left side, you can get it for all these different cameras, including some Sony's. But I have the R8. Now I'm not a big fan of the look, but I love this battery grip. For one, it's big and huge, which works out perfect for me. I guess at that point you can't expect much as far as, you know, it getting any better or anything. Nevertheless, this is what you get when you get it. And this is the best part is the 18650 batteries. So this is, you put the dummy battery in the camera, and then you slide the batteries in the end here, and connect the dummy battery and the batteries with these two connections up in here, and you just kind of shove that wire up there because it's so short. It's not a big issue, and just leave it that way, and you're good to go. And when I first got this battery was great. I mean, or this battery setup was great. Lasted forever. Then I had started having all kinds of problems. First, you have to roll these, try to spin these batteries inside there to get a decent connection. So I'm guessing this whole thing is just bad. I don't know. I got new ones, and I'm going to build some more of these, but I am waiting on some parts right now. Nevertheless, I did have a problem with a wire down here, which I'll show you here. The damn wire came out. It ripped right out of there. And being so short, when you're up inside there, trying to connect them up in here, you're pulling on it. You're putting some stress on it right in this area. You're trying to grab that. And especially me, I got the fat, short fingers. So it's a little bit of an issue. So first things first, I thought, man, I'm going to try to fix this, but I'm going to end up with longer wires than I should, which is kind of cool. I wanted longer wires anyways. So I got to dealing with this, and I'm like, how am I going to keep those wires up in there? What could I do? Then I got to thinking about Velcro, how easy it would be to use Velcro. I take the furry side, put it on the inside, and put one of these on the out on the, I'll show you here in a minute how I did it. Nevertheless, this is what I got: some heavy duty hook and loop strips with adhesive, 4.4 inches long, 2 inches wide, industrial strength tape stick. And it is industrial strength. There's no denying it. I was really impressed. Now, this holds up to 16 pounds. You can actually get stronger stuff that I think I've seen some 32 pounds, maybe, and I think I might have even seen a 64 pound, and that would be some sticky stuff, so let me tell you, because this stuff only holds 16 pounds, and this adhesive on here, you pull this clear plastic off the back of that, and it's ready to go. It's like tar sticking to you. So I figured I'd put some in here on each side. I'll show you. Here's what the first side I did. I cut it to size, and I stuck it up in there. And then, just to be sure, I took a hair dryer, blew a hair dryer on there, and got it as hot as I could. That way, that adhesive adhered real good. And then once I got it on both sides, hair dried both sides, because I didn't want it to come loose when you take the Velcro off. Then I cut one of these another length of the non-furry side, and to the size I wanted. And you can see here I'm kind of measuring here, and I bet right about here is where I cut. I didn't want it too long. So there's where with it cut. Then I decided, after messing with it, I'll show you how it works here in a little bit. I decided to move on to this, and I was looking it over real good. And with the way these wires come in, there was no way to tell the polarity, negative and positive, except for the fact that there's a red and black wire that comes off this battery tester that's on the other end. It runs inside the case here, comes out and sticks, is soldered or glued to the ends, and then you could tell. So this side has the red, so you know that this is the hot right here. I should have took a better picture, which I don't think I did. So here's the wires that you need to get if you want to repair this. Thanks to the guy with the custom battery grips. I can't think of his name right now, but I emailed custom battery grips and he returned email. And I'm in the U.S. and he's in Europe, so there was a real shipping issue with I can't think of what they're called right now. Nevertheless, there was a shipping issue. So he was more than helpful when it come to finding the parts to fix this myself. And if it wasn't for him, I would have never figured the name of these connectors out. But here's the name of these connectors: JST-SM2. That's what you need to search for on Amazon. And then once you see them, it's kind of obvious that these are it. So I got a whole pack of them, which you'll see here in a minute. I took a lot of pictures of this. So here's the pack I got, what you were just looking at on Amazon. Looks like a lot in there. I'll definitely have enough for the future. So at this point, I was ready to cut this sucker right here, right below the connector. And I laid one out here just so you could see that they are pretty damn identical. Got me some heat shrink. Once again, you can see them next to each other. Got the heat shrink down here. Here I stripped, cut the connector off, the one that was messed up. Crimped them and put the heat shrink on. Then I tested the polarity with a multimeter just to be sure. I didn't take any video or pictures of me doing that, but basically you connect put the batteries in there, use the multimeter, connect one to one wire and one to another wire. And if it's negative, then you got it backwards. So once you get it to where it says a proper, like, I don't remember what it was. I want to say 7.8 or something like that, because these were freshly recharged batteries. Once it says 7.8, then you know that this is the hot and this is the negative. If it says negative 7.8, then you get these backwards. So it's pretty obvious once you do it, when you're doing it, you know. Plus, I was able to use this red wire and follow it through all this. And it was pretty obvious. I knew right away which was hot. I just wanted to check with the multimeter to be sure. And with these, luckily, they got a red and a black. So you know that the red is hot and the black is negative. So that's pretty simple. You can't get more simple than that. Now, when you buy these new cases on Amazon, they come with black and red wires. So that's awful helpful. So I heat shrinked them, each individual wire, and then I took some electrical tape and went around it. So I should have prepared a little better and get some heat shrink on there, but whatever. It works okay this way. And then I plugged it into the camera before I put the battery grip on, just to make sure it worked, and it did. It fired right up, and I was super happy. I think I yelled. So here we go. We got the battery case inside there. Got the wire dangling out, and I'm about ready to plug it in. And here's me plugging it in. I apologize for the flicker. I do have on it some software to fix that flicker, but I'm not going to mess with it. it's just a minute here. And here I'm like, I'm not sure, this is the first time I've ever done it, so I wasn't sure how to get this. Once I get it down to here, I took some scissors, kind of stuck them in there to push that Velcro up against the inside there. You could use anything, it doesn't have to be scissors as long as it fits inside there. And there you go. That'll keep the wires up inside there. It's not an issue. It's good to go. Once again, I'll show you that once again, just for fun. Shove it down in there. Make sure you keep the plastic on the back of that Velcro, because that's some nasty adhesive. Just keep it on there. It's not going to be an issue. You're not going to see it. So you kind of, I'm sure after I do this a couple times, I'll get a little bit slicker at it. Just find something to shove up in there and kind of push it up against the inside there. And there you go. That'll hold all the wire up in there. You can make your wires a little longer. I haven't added anything to the dummy battery yet. I'm kind of concerned about that because I don't know how to check the polarity on it. Nevertheless, there we go. That's the trick. If anybody has an idea how to check the polarity on the dummy battery, let me know. That's going to be a toughie. I'll have to think that through. How I'm going to make sure I got it on there right. Hate to fry my $1,200 R8. Nevertheless, that's that. And one thing I noticed in the last few months, I had been having not such good, I'd get about maybe 5 hours of charge out of my battery, with pictures. I do a lot of lightning photos, and so I set it up with the interval timer for 30-second burst. And here, I'll show you what I got. Let's pull it up here. Trying to remember where the best place to find it is. Right there it is. So, that ain't good. That's not what we want. Let me find one where it's actually all So I let it run for about 3 hours, catching these lightning. Isn't there a slideshow thing on here? Okay. So I set it up for 30-second exposure, and after about 3 hours, I went out there and pulled it, brought it in, and uploaded all of my photos to the computer, so I could edit all these. And I'll be damned if it didn't say 100% on that little battery tester on the side of the battery case. And I was blown away. I was completely shocked. Once I uploaded, it took about, 20 minutes or whatever, 10, 15, 20 minutes to upload all my photos. And once I uploaded all my photos to my PC, then it said 75%. So that's still, I took it outside, put it back on the tripod, and ran it for another 2-3 hours, just in case. Well, sadly, I don't think I actually haven't went through those photos yet, so I don't know if I caught anything or not. Nevertheless, that's pretty impressive. That's 6 hours approximately, and it had 50% power after I uploaded those. Last foot, after 6 hours, I ended up uploading more pics. I still had 50%. So I guess that wire was coming loose for a long time, because now it's working great. And I tell you, using these 18650 batteries on the with the custom battery case or custom battery grip is just perfect. I love it. It's kudos to custom battery grips. You guys really did a good job. I thought it was a little expensive, but in the long run, I've got my money out of it. So I use it every day, or what, you know, I use it a lot. So if you divided it between that, I'd be way below, you know, hundredths of a penny right now. So I really appreciate custom battery grips. Let's see if we can go through these pictures, and then actually I'm just going to stop it. I'll make another video for these pictures. And I think that'll be it for me today. And that's how you fix the custom battery grip.